Very good morning to you all. Today, through this video, I am going to continue the same chapter number 2, the atmosphere. As I have introduced you and give you about the composition, about the factors depending the atmospheric pressure, now let's come to know about the different layers which are there in the atmosphere, and also going to understand by this video the other things, other topics which are there given in your chapter in geography. So let's start understanding. I am going to make you understand by showing some images and also by explaining the topics.
Structure of atmosphere. On the basis of a structure, the atmosphere can be divided into 5 layers. These are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. So, let's read about the different layers of the atmosphere. First layer is troposphere. The troposphere is the lowest layer of the atmosphere. It lies closest to the Earth's surface. Its upper boundary is called the tropopause. The term troposphere has been derived from the Greek word tropos, meaning mixing or changing or turn. This layer is suitable for human habitat. The average height of the troposphere is about 14 km above sea level. The troposphere contains dust particles, water vapor. This is more common in the air of the industrial towns and cities, and pollution is much more here than the village area. Next is stratosphere, the second layer of the atmosphere. The stratosphere is the second layer between the tropopause and the stratopause. It extends on an average between 13 km and 50 km. After tropopause, the temperature does not fall, nor does it remain steady. It is a generally tranquil zone in which, at the lower level, the temperature is relatively constant. It is a zone of thin, rarefied air in which temperature is almost steady at 50 degrees centigrade to a height of 20 kilometers or so on. The ozone layer, presumed to be relatively stable over the past several hundred million years, is now in a state of continuous damage. This region is called Ozonosphere. Next, we are having the third layer of the atmosphere, that is mesosphere. The mesosphere is the zone in the Earth's atmosphere lying at an altitude of some 80 km above the Earth's surface. It forms a boundary zone between the mesosphere and the ionosphere or thermosphere. It is a layer with the lowest temperature. Next, we are having the layer thermosphere or ionosphere. With further increase in altitude beyond the mesopause, a temperature increase takes place rapidly. This layer above the mesopause, where the temperature increases rapidly, is called ionosphere. Here, air is extremely rarefied. The gas molecules are widely scattered. Temperature increases here until it approaches something like 100 degrees centigrade at noon. Radio waves are reflected from the ionosphere. Next, we are having exosphere. Exosphere is the uppermost layer of the atmosphere of the Earth. The exact height of the top of the exosphere is not certain. The atmosphere in this region is highly predominant with rarefied hydrogen and helium gases. I am showing you the ozone hole through this image. Importance of the atmosphere. In this, they are provides the necessary gases for living things to survive. They regulates the heat from the sun to adjust the right temperature for life on earth. Atmosphere plays an important role in the water cycle. Atmosphere also serves the ozone layer, which is going to protect the earth from the sun's harmful UV rays. Atmosphere protects the earth from small meteors. Next is insulator. Atmosphere acts as a shield and protects all living bodies on the earth from the direct rays of the sun, and this prevents the earth from becoming too hot. You can say that atmosphere insulators are playing as a blanket of air. You can see through this image. Next, when we talk about pressure, the atmosphere envelops the earth. Although it is not as dense as either land or water, it has weight and exerts pressure of 1034 grams per square kilometer at sea level. Man does not collapse under the weight of the atmosphere as he has air inside him. Next, when we talk about greenhouse effect. What is greenhouse effect? Greenhouse effect is a phenomenon which is based on the principle of infrared absorptions, characteristics of gases like carbon dioxide, methane, etc. When the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere increases, the thick envelope of this gas prevents the heat from being radiated out. Sources of greenhouse effect. A number of factors spread all over the world burn increasing quantity of coal and natural gas and send huge amount of carbon dioxide together with other undesirable gases through their chimneys into the atmosphere. Power stations based on fossil fuels are significant and widespread major sources of man-made carbon dioxide. A large fleet of automobiles, railways, aircraft, etc. Burning of firewood and deforestation. Plants, soils, and the earth, which are the storage of pools of intoxicated carbon, contains about 2 million tons of carbon. Large scale forest fire, either kindled deliberately or by inadvertent actions of man, contributes much to the release of carbon dioxide. So these all are about the atmosphere and the chapter. I hope that you all have understood well.